Okay, so as promised, I said I was going to do a video on how you can build a strong foundation of self. Now, the other day I was reading a story by there's this lady, she has a daughter. She posts stories as a spiritual healer on Medium, which is an app like Twitter but allows you to write stories. You can just go on there and write stories about yourself. I'm going to link mine in the description after this video, or after, yeah, and you can click and you can go on there and you can see what I'm talking about. If you don't know Medium, it's just a safe place to write all your thoughts, share your experiences with the world, and you can also get paid for doing so. So if you're interested in that, stick around and just make sure you go to the description after, click, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So you could literally zoom in and screenshot, because it's literally just I'm calling them 5 disciplines. So how do you build a strong foundation of self? Number 1 is your mindset, the quality of your thoughts. I've met a lot of people who they would just like, you meet someone, I don't know if you're this type of person, you need to just work on having better thoughts of yourself, and that just means exploring and being kinder to yourself and loving yourself more, taking better care of yourself so you don't have to compare yourself to other people. Whatever your thoughts may be, if they're negative, it's going to make you a negative person. Like I was saying, I've met people, women, black women, who have just right off the bat would look at me weird, treat me badly, for no reason at all. And I just like to think of it as them not having confidence in themselves and projecting, because that's really all it is. I'm a kind, loving person. When I meet people, which I am going to make screenshots of, the other day, it's a full moon, and we're in February. Today's February 27th. And the other day I met a guy. I was walking home from the gym, and he had so much loving things to say to me, because when I meet people, I'm just like warm and kind and loving and caring, because that's just the type of person that I am. I've always been like this. Like, I don't think I've ever met anyone who said they didn't like me unless they just didn't love themselves. You know what I mean? So really working on your mindset. Like I said, I have beautiful thoughts. I always think about beautiful things, the moon, animals, green, traveling, love is like the top of like what I think about. Just like writing beautiful things to heal the world. Those are like that's the quality of my thoughts. Some people, their thoughts are jealous, insecure, negative, competitive, not good. So the foundation, a strong foundation, begins with your mindset, and your mindset is the quality of your thoughts. That's number 1. Number 2, values. What's important to you? What's important to me is my family, my health, my mind, having good rest, loving myself, doing daily things that I like to do. But love and like family and like creativity. Those are things that are important to me. Being able to create in a safe space, peace of mind. Like, I've moved so many times because I can't stand to be around people that are just negative. I can't be around negative people. It would drain me. So I sacrifice and come up with the money to move from that place until I find a good place for me to settle in so I could be at peace and be able to create. So those are the things that I value: my peace of mind, my family, my health, love, good relationships, a lot of things, but they're all positive. That's number two. So mindset's number one, values is number two, number three is habits. The habits include daily routines that keep you grounded. So daily routines for me is always making sure that I eat properly, eat fruits. Like even today I was gonna order McDonald's because they were offering a free burger. A lot of fast food places are not making as much money anymore because people are opting out and trying to be healthier. It's called enlightenment, and I love that for us. So daily routines, I love to go for a walk. If I could wake up every day and go for a walk, because of the weather right now, it's not the best. I hate when sometimes the words don't come to me. Best conditions to just go for a walk. Like right now, has been raining all day, and that hasn't been great. I just had to make sure this was saving because I would hate that it wasn't. So daily routines is, I'd say I have to work out at least 3 times a week and get a sweat in. It helps me. I read every day, whether that be news or a short story on Medium that teach me something that I didn't know. Like I said, good sleep, drinking lots of water, just making sure that I'm in alignment with myself and that I'm happy. If I'm not feeling well, I need to just lay in bed. I do that, but daily habits is just sort of what do you do? Some people, they work out every day, but that's not something I do every day. I'd say I do that every week, 3 times a week at least. So you figure out what are daily routines that keep you grounded based on the things that you love to do. If you're an athlete, I would expect you to put in some kind of work, whether that means working out or some breathing exercises. Meditation could be something for you, whatever that is. So mindset, values, habits. Fourth is strengths, the things you're naturally good at. I am naturally good at communication. I feel like I'm just good at communicating with people in a respectful way. I've worked on that. Very natural at just writing a story and it just coming out very amazing. I don't have to think too much about it. I know what I want to write and I write it down. So I'm very good at, communication, writing stories. I'm very good at just learning. I'm a fast learner. Very good with people. Great with animals, even not cats. I'm not a cat person. Dogs, birds, sheep, goat, anything else, just not really cats. So I don't really know, but those are things that I'm good at. I'd say writing, good with people, communication. So strengths is number 4. So mindset, values, habits, strengths. 5 is relationships. The 5th one, the power of the number 5. 5 senses, 5 fingers, well, on one hand at least. So relationships are the people who make you feel secure and supported. If you're around people that aren't good for you, aren't supporting you, I recommend you just don't have friends. I have friends, but I don't stick around people that aren't supporting me in what it is that I want to do, what it is that I love. Between last year, I think it was last year, I've lost friends that I used to go to I was in high school with because they refused to grow, and we were talking about things on a daily basis that just didn't matter to me, other people's business. So I opted out, and since then I've been focused very much on myself, and this is why I'm able to be here today to share this with you. So I've been working on my foundations, and these are the disciplines that I use. Yeah, as I was saying before, really interrupted, these are the five disciplines that I use to build a strong foundation of self. And you may not even notice it. Like, you probably don't even know that this is like a method that you can use to build like that solid foundation, but it all starts with you. Like, a lot of times people just depend on others to make decisions for them, are constantly just like a slave to their work. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's not a lot of people that could dig in and really appreciate their God given gifts like that. I always, like growing up, I always loved exploring. So on weekends, when I didn't have school, when I went to school, it was always amazing because, I went to school in Grenada, and especially high school was the best for me because it was just always different. As we advanced in forms, they call it Form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the class, the set of people in the class changed. So then you ended up in like Form 3 with like a whole different set of like new faces, and I always liked new faces, new people, new things, new stories to explore because people always like teach you different things. So it's just been like that was the highlight of my life. Just growing up in Grenada in general, but high school was very much meant a great deal to me. And that's why it always saddens me, like when I think about like the friends that I had and how we didn't grow up to be loving and as supportive as I thought. But then again, I wasn't in a group with everybody from high school. I want to one day go back to sorry to Grenada and just have like a great time and go around and see like all the other people that I went to high school with. I had friends who have died. I had a really good friend. His name's Dillian. R.I.P. to Dillian. It was very sad finding out how he died. But everything matters, like I always like to say. And if you have to know who you are, which is what I was saying. I've always liked to explore. I've always been like the most curious person, which is why I know the things that I know today. I've met so many different people from so many different parts of the world as a Canadian, and I love that. I love that for me. I love the privilege that I've have to be Canadian and be able to meet so many different people. I'm just always so grateful for simple things in life. And like I said before, I do not tolerate, I do not like anything negative, like at all. Like, I can't be around negative energy. It affects me a lot if people aren't supportive of me and I'm telling you like something that makes me happy, or I'm trying to share something with you and all you could do is find the negatives and like just try to put me down, which I've had happen a lot in my life. I just had to, excuse me, get away from those people because it's not what I like. Whether it be family members, when it is family members and people that I care about, I would try to have a conversation about it first before I decide to just opt out, delete, block, whatever. But if it's somebody that it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter. So, yeah, these are disciplines that I use. Mindset, again, quality of your thoughts, happy thoughts, positive thoughts, confidence. Think about things higher. Don't always just focus on the things of the world because everything is not what it seems. When I look up in the sky and I see stars, especially during the full moon time, I just feel so happy, because those are the things that are out of this world. I mean, looking at a sunset, seeing a rainbow, watching the birds, like I fed a swan all of last year, summer, bananas and apples. I didn't start feeding it bananas and apples. I started feeding it nuts and muffins, which is what I would eat when I went for like sometimes walks. And then I'm like, it's an animal, it would like fruits. Started giving it fruits. When you have these kinds of experiences in life, it changes you in a way that I can't explain. Because most people would run away if they see a geese. Like, I would go for walks and, like, there are geese in the road and people are dodging. It's a bird. You are a person. You are a whole grown ass person with strength. And you're afraid of a geese. Do you understand? So I walk amongst them, I walk through them. I say hi. I see rabbits all the time. The other day, I made a video of how I saw a beaver. You know, all these things that happened last year and what I was not afraid to do. And again, everybody's not going to be into these things, but you don't know unless you try. I didn't know I would enjoy feeding a swan and doing all those things, but it's just a love in me. You have to have that love in you, and I feel like I've always had it. I totally understand if you grow up in an environment where people are always so negative, that would be hard for you. So don't think I don't understand. Like, I'm very good at relating to people because I'm an empathetic person, so I get it. But it just means you have to work harder on having a positive mindset by sometimes just getting out of the situation that you're in and deciding to do whatever it is. Go off grid and be the person you want to be. Travel to a different country. No one's stopping you. You're not a tree. You're not a rock. You have legs and you can walk. Go. There is no reward for suffering. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And I already explained all of these, so I don't need to do that again. I hope this helps someone. That's really all I could say. And, you know, how it's helped me is, like I said, just making sure that I have my daily habits, which are like going for walks, everything that I said here. What's important to me: family, love, good relationships, habits, grounding. Grounding is walking outside with your foot on the ground, just feeling the earth for what it is. And those wonderful things are the things that I do that has helped me come out of depression, which is something that I've suffered from, and just able to be a better person. Like, sometimes I look at pictures of me from 2-3 years ago. Gosh, I look bad. So I look so much better than I did 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And that's because 2-3 years ago, I was not around the best set of people. And once I decided to just move out and be alone and do what's best for me, because at the end of the day, all I have is me, my life has been changing, and I just want to continue to do this and to shine and just like be better and love myself more. And I'm very happy with it. So thank you for listening to me rant. And like I said, I hope this helps someone.